Hey everybody, we are live. Happy WTF Wednesday. How you doing this morning, Ben?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Man, I am all right. I'm going to try and get my camera on here.
Right.
I was having a little difficulty a minute ago. Where are we at for WTF Wednesday? There you go. Is that better, everybody? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and step up here.
Yes, there's the man.
Woo! Step back. All right. I had a little bit of a rough night last night.
Oh, what happened?
All right, can I be real with y'all real quick? I was a bad dad. I let my son download GTA 5, right? It's a game. I'm sure a lot of you know about it. I don't do a lot of gaming anymore, but I know GTA is not a kid-friendly game, but
Well, I know that GTA is Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto, right?
correct, right? So
video
yes.
game. Video game that has a lot of violence.
Okay, bad dad. I already say it. I'm a bad dad. So I let him download. He's 9 years old, almost 10. Okay, so he's real young. So, but he's playing some shoot 'em up games already. So he doesn't know about all the really R-rated stuff in the game. He just knows to run around, shoot, blah, blah, blah. Well, it really started taking over his life. Just everything he did. Like he would rush through dinner, run upstairs. He would sit there mesmerized on the computer. He would watch them on the Chromebook play the game as he's playing the game. And my wife asked him to do a couple of pages in his book, for spelling and stuff like that. And he was, having difficulty with spelling words that he normally shouldn't have difficulty with. So I made the tough decision to say, hey, Dad was wrong. Dad should never have let you have this. We need to take it away. And man, it was just such a miserable night to see my son crying and not happy and ripping my heart out as a dad. Just really was tough. So it was a rough night for Maddie last night.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He's going to be better. He's going to be better. Because learning how to spell is a little bit better than learning how to shoot people in the video games.
Exactly what we were telling him. Like, man, you need to get this understood before you can even get to this point. You're not even 10 years old yet. He just, kids, these days want to progress. I guess we did too. We wanted to be older. When we were that age, we wanted to be grown already. We didn't want to have the rules because the rules suck and all that. And not understanding the whole bigger picture. So it was a rough night for me. I'm shaking it off, feeling pretty good. We'll have a good conversation today and get it behind us.
It'll pay off. The results will be better when. I had the same thing with my daughters with the iPhones, right? The technology. Oh, man, it's been 2 years of nightmares because we want the girls to use the technology, to be smart with the technology. We have a certain level of expectation.
Totally.
We're with them. We're telling them, right? And one of the main rules is not to give their phone numbers out to the kids. That's just hey, you can have the phone, you can use the phone, but just don't pass it around. And guess what happens? They share their phone numbers, and it goes into these group chats.
Everyone's got it.
Chats, and these kids are just we always they're sending messages, and then they're out there trying to create a ruckus. And it was a headache, and we're trying to block it, and it keeps coming back, and we had to take away the phone, and so definitely technology is a big factor. So we have to be aware what especially with our kids, right? When we're using
vigilant too. It's something we really, and I'm soft on my son. As hard as I like to be, man, that's my best friend. I love that kid. That's my heart. And I want to give. But I realized yesterday what a huge lesson and slap in the face that I have to be strong for him, even though he doesn't like it now. And I know these are lessons that you probably, as you're watching this, know about, Ben. I'm sure as a parent, you go through it. We all go through this stuff, man. Nobody, he was sold to me without an owner's manual. So I'm figuring it out as I go.
Well, like I always say, the main thing is that you're there and you're trying to work it, trying to solve it, right?
Yep, totally. Fix it.
Yeah, just trying to fix it. You got to be proactive. That's the whole thing, rather than just kind of And that's kind of like what was my message, right? I always tell people you got to be proactive. You got to work. You got to keep moving. Because if all of a sudden you just sat around and said, "Oh, let Maddie do whatever he wants," right? I'm gonna sit down and just have dinner, and I just want to do my thing. Then 6 months from now, a year from now, you never know. Now it's like the problem, the snowball effect. Now he can't. Now he can't even read his own name.
Well, that's it. And you just got to take that stand and do what's right, for the kid. My wife always tells me it's for your own benefit. Whenever she yells at me and I do something wrong, it's for your own benefit. So whatever. I was thinking about WTF Wednesday. I was thinking really hard about this last night. And one of my things that I think about often, and a big mistake that I made back in, I want to say 2010, 2011, 2012, in that time period. 2010, the end of that, I kicked myself out and fired myself from my concrete business because there was just no room for me. We were shrinking, and I just had to go find something else to do. It was just too top heavy. I had a partner, blah, 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 blah. So I went into internet marketing, building websites. We talked about, Ben and I, about Dreamweaver and SEO and all those things back then is what I was doing to try and earn a living. And I was introduced to a drop ship platform, and which drop shipping is still very big business. And I decided that in this dropship platform, it was figure out what your niche is, figure out something that you could sell and resell, blah, 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 right? So I picked two things and I built websites. And what they were, one was ultimateplyometrics.com and the other one was rashguardpros.com, right? And you could probably go on the Wayback Machine and you could go on the internet and you could search them. I would figure probably around 2011, 12 area, you'll find them in the interwebs. Reference books. But anyway, I built those sites. I put a lot of hard work into them. I built out the stores. I did the descriptions. I set up the merchant. I did everything. I did so much work. And then I would continue when I would bring on new lines of rash guards, whether it was an MMA fighter or if it was, cute pink things for girls and kids, whatever the new lines were, I would have to build out a new section of the website to hold the cart, blah, 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 right? I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this. And it was like a slow machine, like a locomotive when you're just getting on a train, just trying to chug down the track. And I would get an order. And then I would get another order a couple days later. And then maybe I got 2 orders in a day. So right when I started to get a little bit of momentum was right around 2013 when I was going to start my concrete business. I actually hooked up with another guy and we started taking on jobs out at Creech Air Force Base, Nellis Air Force Base. I did a lot of the F-34 hangars and recoats, blah, 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 right? And I love airplane hangars as a coating guy. It was a lot of wide open spaces, big money, right? So right as that shift happened and I started working on those airplane hangars, working on the projects, getting it all together, I put a lot of focus on that. And I stopped focusing on Rash Guard Pros. I stopped focusing on Ultimate Plyometrics. And as soon as I started to get a little bit of wind under my wings and start take off a little, I sidetracked myself. And not that I had to. Business was business. I was running out of money. Everybody was at that point. So I was chasing the money. But what I failed to do, and what bothers me every day to this day, is an hour, 2 hours. I could have woke up early. I could have stayed up a little bit later, and I could have invested a little bit of time in me. I didn't invest in me. It wasn't the Rash Guard Pros. It wasn't the Ultimate Plyometrics. It was the business of me, putting out a product for resale and selling it out and making a living. I know with absolute certainty, if I would have carved out those couple hours back then, my financial status and my bank account, my family's life would be ultimately changed 10 times over. I have no doubt about that. So the reason I brought this story up is I want you to use me as an example of what not to do, the mistake that I made. I don't care if you have no money. I don't care. Find the money. Go get your job. Do whatever you got to do to make your money. I applaud you. Work your ass off and do it and grind. But take that hour. Be selfish with an hour of your day and put it to your future self. And I'm so sorry I didn't do that back then, but I'm doing it every day today. But I tell you what, take that time and invest it in yourself. I don't care what you have to do, whether it's a business, whether it's educating yourself. I don't know what it looks like for you particularly, but take an hour for you. Some people meditate and other people do this or that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's not what I'm saying. I regret that I didn't take an hour and invest it into Matthew Evans. Bottom line.
Yeah, that's a great story, man. That's a great story. I think a lot of us, we forget to invest in ourselves, right? We forget to, we get caught up in that, and it's always the mouse wheel. We're always getting that, and everyone uses the analogy, but when we think about our lives and we sit down and we're like, oh, the mouse wheel, right? And I'm pretty much in the same boat where, I love reading the books. I love listening to the podcast. We talked about that. But when it comes down to investing into yourself, right? Like for like coaching and a lot of I'm a martial artist, and I paid my coach. I always pay my tuition dues, and I want to support because I'm at a level now where I don't. I still need a coach, right? I still need a coach.
Everybody does to a point, no matter what level you're at.
I need to surround myself around a group of people that to sustain myself at a certain level. And the same thing with your business and having a certain mindset. And I posted a poster a couple of days ago of the guy watching Netflix, right? Or he's watching TV, or you can spend from 6 to 11 investing in yourself after work, right? Or going to the bar. And not many people know this. I share this not all the time, but I quit drinking alcohol because of that. Because I would come home from work, and I love drinking. I love beer, right? I love it. After even working out, real hard working, it's just you're sitting down and just relaxing the body. Now, if I can go back and go, what the F was I doing? That's a big one for me, where I wasted a lot of time, and it was not doing nothing, right? Because that's what I like. But if I would have sat down and did a little reading or watched the podcast or got some coaching in that 1 hour, and how much where I bet it would have been now versus all that time. So it's not too late. I don't think it's not too late, but you got to start today. It's the whole thing. You got to start now. You got to make it,
man. I wish somebody would have grabbed me and shook me and said, listen, 10 years from now, you're going to regret this. Take an hour, wake up early. I know it's hard, man. 2010 crushed me, man. Then 11 came. I had a fresh baby, a 1-year-old. I had no job. I was trying to get unemployment. I got 6 months unemployment when people get 3 years. I was cut off. I had to hustle. I had to figure out a way to make money for my family, and I've always done that. But again, I did it for other people. And that's why I got into real estate, because I was working for other people, making other people dollars. If I would have stayed with my business, putting that 1 hour a day in, I could have cut that off and been my entrepreneur that I wanted to without having to have that other 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So that's really my big deal.
That's the dream. That's the dream and people, I think, have a certain mindset where, oh, I'm not working a 9 to 5. But now you have your own personal. Now you have your own hours. But you still have to create great habits, right? You have to have habits. You can't be like, Now
it's so funny, man.
It may create a better habit of waking up in the morning, and now I'm waking up before my alarm, which is crazy. I set my alarm at 6:50, 6:45, and now I'm beating the alarm. Like, oh man, I've got to go back to sleep, But I'm waking up in the morning. I'm taking notes. I'm getting my stuff ready. I'm drinking my coffee. Right. I'm looking, going through doing some follow-ups. I got a little bit done, right? Now we're here. Then after this, I can do follow-up, listen to the podcast, take the notes, right? And then regurgitating the information that we're like, oh, okay, that's a good note. And then I can sit down and relax for an hour. Then I have another meeting, right? So we're creating better habits for ourselves. We're becoming a better version of ourselves. So you have to have a team of people around you to support you. I mean, look at
That's
that's
really what it is, man.
I should have done. I should have went out and seeked other people that had the same mindset. And I waited too long.
I didn't either, and I wasn't curious enough to go, what else is there? I tried the online thing, but I never went beyond that. I let it go. I didn't surround myself with, not that the people I surrounded myself were necessarily bad or bad influence. I mean, there was nothing wrong. I love all those people, but I didn't have another group that was pushing me. I didn't have a group that was holding me accountable. Nobody that was showing me the path. And I hate to always bring it up, but that's why we're doing this, is just to try and help people and say, hey, this is my struggle. Don't do that. Hey, don't do that.
It's hard. I think like I said, when I was out there and looking at groups, there's groups out there for people that want to talk about traveling. There's people that if you want to go out and find friends to go have drinks and party, that's very, very easy to do, right? So you want to go out. There's groups out there that people want to hang out and play basketball. It's easy to find, but when you find someone that certain mindset they want to drive forward, right? That moment where we want to become better version of ourselves. It's very hard. I mean, it's very hard, right? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he was talking about Ryan Stewman, another podcast. Love this guy.
Oh, we need to talk about Ryan a little more.
But he was talking about how on the Google search, like the Google search for how to get rich fast is like so high, right? Like so many people are searching that. But when it comes to how to work harder, like no one's searching that. But in order to get rich, you got to work hard. I mean, that's everyone that
they're working twice as hard as anybody else. There's a meme out there, and I think it's funny. They said, hey, you got your 9 to 5. Hey, I remember my first part-time job. Entrepreneurs, I mean, they're working late into the nights, early mornings. You're not working regular hours.
Yeah. So that's you got to have a certain mindset. You can't, it's none of this like, oh, and how many things about the group we realized, and we come across many people, is that people come with a certain mindset and they think they can do it and they just give up. And that's what hurts me the most. That you can see they just give up. They don't want to, they're happier just going back to what it was before, right?
And you know what? It's safety, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's, I get it. There's a lot of people that, I live a hard life. I operate at a level that's a lot different than most. And I can understand that. I've chewed up a lot of assistants. I've had a few assistants and a few PAs that just can't keep up with me. I again operate at a high level. There's some people that want that 9 to 5. When they hit that 5 o'clock, this is my wife in her corporate mindset. 5 o'clock, she shuts down. She doesn't have to worry about stress. She doesn't have to worry about, the customer being satisfied, because at the end of the day, she's going to get given another customer. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to go out and seek that customer. So having that safety, you know what? I applaud y'all. I get it. But for me, it's just something that I've always wanted to grow and do more things and have more accountability, more responsibility, which will enable me to do more things, like the We Got Your Back Facebook group that I started. If I was in a much better financial position, which I'm not bad, but it's not that I'm where I want to be, I would be able to help more people. So I'm trying to be selfish and make more money and, hey, business. But if it wasn't for business being able to contribute, where would we be right now? Look at MGM. They're giving away 1,000 free meals a day. Look at all these small businesses, Fieros. I posted them in my group this morning. They're giving away free meals to Sunrise Hospital. Those businesses, by doing what they're doing, they're able to give back to the community, and that's what I'm all about. I love to give back. I love to be a giving person, and it bothers me. Chet Buchanan does his toy drive every year. I love that dude. I was at his wedding. Little side note. Anyway, that's a crazy story I'll talk about on the show one day. But anyway, he does his show, and it bothers me that I can't give more. He collects these bikes, and he collects these gift cards and money and things for these kids throughout our valley. And I give as much as I can, and I give even more than I should. And it bothers me that I can't. And that's why I want to grow. And that's what I want. I think a lot of business owners, there's the selfish ones out there, but I'm a guy of contribution.
Yeah, and what's one of the great things about living in Las Vegas is that you do see a lot of positivity. You do see a
Right.
lot of they're giving. There's a lot of people helping each other out. So that's an awesome thing. So I think during this whole, and then we'll come back during this whole shutdown thing right now. But I always tell people during the quarantine, during the shutdown, we need to be out there inspiring others, right? Helping others. Do what you can. Don't. I told my girls when I've had this conversation with them, I said we need to have a story. When we talk about this 10 years from now, what did we do? What did we do? Did we just hang around the house? Yeah, around the house.
Oh
But
my God, that's right on.
did we ask? Did we call the people that we love? Did we check on them? Did we make sure people are okay? Did we go out and send money to these people? And I totally tell you, this is the conversation I have with my wife. Is that my wife is a nurse and she's working extra hours, and she doesn't have to, but they're calling her in, and I said, she goes, should I come in? I go, well, you know what? During this time, we don't know what's going to happen. We talk about being prepared. We don't know if someone might need help. You never know if someone's going to call us and say, hey, you know what? So let's just try to make some extra money here and there. And if something does happen, and we want to help the people that we love,
Right.
so if someone says, hey, you know what? Something happened, we want to be able to be okay and send them some money. So that's the kind of idea. That's kind of where we need to be too, is we need to take care of the people that we love. And that's why we're out here pushing ourselves.
The more you give away, the more you're going to receive. That's just the world is that way.
And don't give because you expect something back. It's just a matter. Hey, it's because you have it's. I don't know. I do believe what goes around comes around, and as much you're going to receive back in, and that when I saw that, I understood that there's two mindsets, right? People have this, I'm doing good, like I'm going to open the door for somebody, right? That's very different than all of a sudden, like you start giving money away. It's very, very different feeling. And I really don't like to say what I do, but we give a good amount to our church because that's what we do. We help because I know the church is out there. They're out there helping other people. So we just always, it automatically comes out of our paycheck, out of our account. We never talk about it. We just automatically comes out, right?
Right.
And then at the end of the year, they ask what can we give a little bit more, and we can say, hey, can we put it towards the children's program or whatever like that. So the thing is, though, and how long did it take me to get there? It took me a long time to. All of a sudden, I'm going to get.
But there's other ways to contribute as well along the way, and that's the thing. We all got to do the little parts along the way to get to the bigger picture.
Absolutely, and I love hearing those stories where people are paying off for people's lunches. Oh man!
God, there was something the other day. God, who was it? I wish I could remember. Was it Tyler Perry? He went through and paid off, paid off all these seniors. I don't know. Tyler Perry does a lot of things for his community. Yeah. I mean, that guy is just a monster for his community. He's awesome. Monster in a good way, like a real monster, Anyway, WTF Wednesday, we kind of went off the rails a little bit, talked about a whole lot of different things. I think the moral of the story is always move forward. Action is always better than inaction because 10-year self is always going to thank you for it. If you're the one that's going to sit on the couch and you're going to watch reruns, you're going to watch that movie over and over again, instead of investing an hour of your life, that 10-year self, you're going to look back and you're going to be like Maddie going, damn, why didn't you do that, man? It was not that hard. It was not that big a commitment. You know what? Now that I think it's kind of like, give me a moment, everybody. The richest man in the world, Berkshire Hathaway, I can't think of his name, Warren Buffett. Okay, he made most of his fortune after the age of like 55 or 65. So it ramps up. So put that little bit of effort in. Think of it as an investment. That hour, so what do you make an hour? 20, 25, 30 an hour, whatever it is, 15, 9. I don't care what you make an hour. Pay yourself that. But I guarantee you, whatever that dollar amount is for your hourly rate is going to be tenfold multiplied in investment in yourself. I promise you, just do it. I encourage you just to figure it out. If you need some help as far as a direction or what you're passionate about, figure out what you're passionate about, then figure out how to get your message out and your product. There's ways to do it. So anyway, I could go on forever.
Yeah, it's a topic you can talk about forever, man. I feel you. Yeah,
I hope everybody really, I peeled back a little bit of my vulnerability with my son. I love him really, and whatever struggles that you're having with your kids, let me know. Let me know a good way to deal with my issue with my son. I don't think it's major. It's I know to move forward. We talked a little bit about my regret 10 years ago shutting down websites. So much time, effort, and blood and sweat and tears building that could have amassed my fortune by now. So, and Ben, any parting notes you want to leave us with?
No, my friend. I think you put it all out there. I think number one is just investing in yourself. One of the things I don't know, I know you have, but when let's say there's coaches out there, there's people that are motivating you, there's people that are putting out great knowledge, right? And they're all of a sudden they offer the books. That's their information that they're giving to you, it's if it's $10, $15, $20, buy those books, or see if they're available to check out, but try to get that information in your mind. Like there was another program I really love, Ray Higdon, right? Ray Higdon is
you talked to me about that one before.
Really good. They offered a lifetime membership the other day for a couple $100, and I bought it. Reason being is because I really understand what he's saying. It comes to me, and I love listening to the stories. And every day he has a podcast, or he has a new material, and that's kind of what we're doing for you. Is we're spending the time, right? And a lot of these podcasts are a little bit long. I think they're about an hour or 2 hours, maybe. But we're just trying to break it down and give you little nuggets and try to feed you. And hopefully you can go out there and say, okay, I saw this one book by Zig Ziglar, and I'm finally going to pick up that book and I'm going to read it, right? Or Jim Rome, right? Jim Rome's another one, right? The classic. There you go. He's got
go through all my books.
Yeah, there you go, man. Or How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've actually given that copy out so many times. I have so many copies of that. I've bought that for people. How to Win Friends.
Yeah.
I've just always bought a copy of it, and I think that's a great book. The audios are great. Or following certain Facebook pages, like there's the Napoleon Hill page. Think Big. Those are all the classics, but those are the ones that are gonna get you going, and maybe you'll. But 5 years from now, you'll be like, okay, now I need to take action. But we're trying to tell you, take action now, because it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late.
So that's I wish I could impress that into people even more. And I see people out there, friends of mine, family, whatever, of all sorts, and just trying to do things. It's like, hey, I'm trying every day, and these are the things I'm doing forward progress every day. Try different things, and just don't give up. Just don't stop. Things not work. Try something different.
Yeah, work your 9 to 5, work your job. It's okay. Like I said, work your job. That's what we're here for. If you have a job and you're working it, work it. Are we telling you to give up? No, quit and say, no, just try something different and keep testing. The beautiful thing about this group and our Buy Sell Network group is I meet a lot of people that said, hey, Ben, I've tried MLM. I've tried this. I've tried that. But it took a long time for me to eventually find my passion and what I'm doing. And I really love to do this. And I'm like, okay, great. And they're telling me their story. And now they're much happier because finally they're doing their own thing. I'm not saying don't try the other things, but if MLM makes you happy, then try that. If you're doing a drop shipping and that makes you happy and you figured it out, go for it. We're trying to
doing eyebrows and lashes. If that's making you happy, do it.
Yeah, if you're out there doing makeup and you're doing it from home, and there's so many people. I've worked in retail luxury where I deal with. I've worked with cosmetic girls, and a lot of these cosmetic girls with great talent are now doing it from home. They're out there to have their own business. They branded themselves, and they're out there getting hired on as at weddings, at parties.
Artists, absolutely.
Very, very well. I mean, they're doing very, and maybe I'll have one of those girls come on, and maybe we'll do
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because man, it's amazing to see the stories that people that have succeeded and to see their stories. And that's kind of makes my day, right? When you see people that are working every day, and the skills that they built up. Now they said I'm gonna share those skills outside within the box, right?
Right.
Now they're getting paid for their time on their own time. So that's I give props to all those people. So
I do too. If you're one of them out there, you're watching us right now, first of all, thank you very much. And share this out. We are doing this on YouTube. We have the bsn.lv channel on YouTube. So we'd love for you to catch our content there as well. But you know what? If you're somebody that has made some progress, or maybe you're not, you're stuck, we have our Open Mic Friday. We would love to have you in. We'd love to talk about it. If you have some marketing tips, join us on Monday. We're openly inviting you to connect with us offline, DM us, join us on the call or on the live broadcast here, and share with everybody what you have done. Share everybody the roadblock you're having. Let's all overcome them all together.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Mandy? You good?
I'm good. Hey, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Catch us live here Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Monday is marketing. Tuesdays, tools, tips, and apps. Wednesdays, WTF. Thursdays, tomorrow is lead gen. And then again, Open Mic Friday. Thank you all so much. Slay the day out there, everybody. Make it a great day, and we'll talk to you real soon.
All right. See you guys.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.